What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the Spann Report Podcast. I'm your host, Mr. Spann. This is episode number 322 of the report, and this is also the very first motherfucking episode of 2021, y'all. Yeah, man, it's been a minute. Damn near a month. Probably a little bit more than a month since the last time I've been on the mic. And I am not by myself. I'm joined by the newest member of the Spann Report Podcast Network family. The homie Cook then got down with us. She's here with us tonight to launch the 2021 season of the Spann Report Podcast. She's also going to be bringing a highly inappropriate podcast to the Spann Report Podcast Network. Y'all welcome Cook to the motherfucking stage. Y'all welcome Cook to the motherfucking stage. Yeah. I couldn't have a pause until I ain't have my shit together. My bad, man.
That's quite all right.
Hold on, here we go.
Niggas hate on us. You hate on it. I don't understand why you hate on me, nigga. We don't understand. Show love, nigga. It don't cost nothing to show a nigga love. All we doing is getting money. Show a nigga some love, nigga. Wabbity dabbity. Niggas out here don't love me, nigga.
Yes. Yes.
That's some shit I would say. So I'm like, oh, y'all know me over that one.
Mm-hmm.
It's appreciated.
How you been, fam? I know. A lot going on in the world.
I mean, I'm here tonight because I had a lot of it out of it.
Yeah.
And I made it. I survived 2020.
Yeah.
We're here in 2021.
We should all get them shirts.
Savage Mode 2. That's me.
Survive 2020, man. That's for real. I should go ahead and put them in the store right now.
I mean, it just I at this point is I think that I am rightfully shell shocked. I'm still processing the last 12 months.
Yeah.
There were a lot of highs.
Yeah.
But then there were some lows, and it was like,
yeah.
Like, I mean, we defeated Trump in November. Like, we did that or whatever.
Wait, that was real?
We did that. That was real.
Wait. Hold up. Donald Trump was really president?
Them white folks thought it was a good idea.
So hold on. I thought I was tripping. I dreamt that like there was an election in 2016 and Hillary Clinton was running for president at one point. And like
Jeb Bush too.
She was actually polling pretty damn good. And like for whatever reason, Donald Trump, like, despite the fact that he lost in the popular vote, was able to, obtain the presidency or whatever. And he basically did every fucking thing that Hillary Clinton said that he would fucking do. And like he ended up getting impeached. And like in some odd way, like, it feels like a dream. He ended up getting impeached twice. And like people was like storming the Capitol and shit. And they were doing this for a nigga that had a game show and has been bankrupt 6 times and has like multiple like
baby mamas
and sexual assault allegations against him. That really happened?
Mr. Grab him by the pussy.
Wow. I need to stop drinking, man, because I thought that was a fucking drink. I thought we dreamt that whole shit, man. Indeed. I could have, man. Y'all niggas really elected Donald Trump. Like y'all really did that.
They did that. They voted for him. They pulled the lever twice.
They did that shit twice. See, in the dream, in the dream, there was like 75 million motherfuckers, 70, like a little bit over 70 million. That's like more people that voted for Obama. voted for Donald Trump. That shit.
White people love that shit. They loved him. They loved sticking it to us after we had our first African American president that served 2 successful terms, unimpeached. Zero scandals. I mean, and we didn't die. Them white folks still had money when it was all said and done, but they voted for that nigga anyway.
Wow.
They did that shit. Like, that shit really happened.
Wow. That's crazy. Like, that shit sounds like a fucking dream, right? It sounds like we dreamt the whole shit. Like there was a whole ass pandemic going on. Like I could have swore, man, I was asleep. Like I was in like one of those fucking alcohol induced ass comas. You know what I'm saying? Where you wake up with a banging ass hangover. You know what I'm saying? That's what I thought happened.
Spann, it's a whole Papadopoulos outside.
It's a whole
It's a Papadopoulos. Look,
what's the daddy out there fooling?
It's a pinwheel. And this motherfucker is the one who was like, "Oh, it's a big deal."
Damn, so like, well, man.
Then he said, "We got reserved for the vaccine." No, we don't.
Boy. So they don't even have the vaccine for the pandemic. You gotta go.
They said that they had a reserve, but what happened due to negligence and just incompetence, they keyed in the entire order.
Wow.
And so when they said, "Oh yeah, we've got reserves," we just pull the reserves out so that way we don't have to do. No, those reserves were already put into the first release in the first batch, so we don't have any reserves. We don't have enough.
Wow, that's crazy.
FDA just found that out last week, like probably Friday at about 7:00.
So I wasn't dreaming. The news was just on while I was asleep. Because that's another thing too that happens. You go to sleep and the news will be on, and then you just think you dreaming some shit, but the shit really be going on. Like. God damn, y'all really did that, huh?
And really stormed the Capitol.
Wait, that was real too? God, just
monkey's bare-assed uncle.
Like for real?
They ran down on that bitch.
Y'all oh my God, man. Wow. That's crazy. That's crazy. But you know what? Before we go forward with the craziness that has because you enlighten a nigga right now. You really like putting a nigga up on game right now. Let me tell folks how to get in touch with us over here so they can get in on this conversation. All right. So what y'all can do is y'all can hit us up at our hotline, area code 313-288-0485. That's area code 313-288-0485. Leave us those voicemail messages. Of course, those messages will get played here live on the show, responded to in kind. And if you're watching us here live, you can hit that number up here and you can chop it up with us while we're doing the show. So that's area code 313-288-0485. You can also leave us an email at feedback@thespanreport.com. That's feedback@thespanreport.com. Go ahead, leave us those emails, and of course, those emails will get read here, replied to here live on the show as well. Follow me on Twitter and Instagram. My name on both of those platforms is Mr._Spann. So you go ahead, follow me there, chop it up with your man Spann throughout the week. And Cook, how can they get in touch with you?
You can see me on Instagram at Cook_Simmons, and you can see me for now. For now, you can still catch me at the Cook and the Gooch on Twitter.
Okay, shout out to and the Gooch. Shout out to her.
Always.
Shout out to everybody who's going to leave us a 5-star review, because you know what? We really do appreciate those 5-star reviews. The 5-star reviews are the ones that get read here live on the show. We appreciate everybody who goes about the business of doing that. It doesn't cost you a dime, just a couple minutes of your time to let everybody know why you're rocking with us over here at the Spann Report Podcast Network. Also, hit up our store. Go to our website. It has a link to our TeePublic store. Get yourself some merch, man. Get you one of these I'm Black and I Enjoy Things t-shirts, man. Get you a face mask. Go ahead, get you like a wife beater or something. You ain't got to beat your wife to get one. Just get you one. It's comfortable, man, and it's fly. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead, get you one. Get you a motherfucking, I think we got glasses and shit in there now. You can have your libations in a Spann Report glass or a mug or something. Go ahead and do it classy like that. You know what I'm saying? We appreciate y'all who do that, because that money does help us keep this shit going the way that we got this shit going over here at the Spann Report Podcast Network. And you can also join our Patreon. The Patreon patrons are the ones who allow for us to do this here live on not only YouTube, but Facebook and Periscope. And we're now on Twitch. This is actually the first episode that's available on Twitch. So we're recording right now live on 4 different platforms. And the Patreon patrons are the ones who allow for us to do that. So we really appreciate everybody who goes about the business of doing that, man. Real talk. But yeah, Cook. Apparently all that shit wasn't a dream. It really fucking happened.
Okay, I'm pulled together now.
So yeah, off top, let's get some of the good news out of the way before we get to some of the bullshit. First things first, like I said, I appreciate the fact that you have now become a part of the Spann Report podcast family. Been reaching out to quite a few people. Let me put it like this. One of the things I had to learn about like building out a network was that like everything isn't going to fit. Everybody isn't going to fit. I had a show here on the network a couple years ago, and I rushed that process. And boy, was that a motherfucking mistake? Because like I, like they like the content that those brothers was producing were pretty much diametrically opposed to everything I stand for. But it was a homie, and I was trying to put him on. It didn't work out well, and I've been very careful with whom I extend those sorts of invites to now, because I'm more cognizant of, you know, not only just like my responsibility with this platform, but also wanted to promote the voices that I think need to be heard and should be heard. And so me and Cook have been Cook has been on the show quite a few times. Y'all have heard her here on this show. I'm sure y'all listen to the Highly Inappropriate, and before that, the Cook and the Gooch. I think Cook is dope. And so when she told me that she was like, yo, she was ready to get out, I'm like, indeed. Whenever you ready, let's make this happen, baby. Let's make this happen. So yeah, man. Tell the folks like kind of what they could expect with the Highly Inappropriate show when we pull that off.
Well, Highly Inappropriate is me getting on the mic and being highly inappropriate as possible. It's the best way I can put that. But I do go over a number of topics: pop culture, entertainment, politics, anything that really kind of interests me or is just something that I know is going to make people think. Also, we dabble in a little bit of music, me and my friends. So we're going to look and see how we can work some of that into the new format over on the new channel. So that's one of the things they can expect from me. But whatever it is, you're going to get more of the same that you've grown to love from the Cook and the Gooch and through Highly Inappropriate, just taking it to the next level with you all, just giving you a little bit more.
Yeah, and like, that was the other part. Like, I'm not telling Cook what to do on that show, y'all. That's hers. It's her shit. So, like, real talk. This is the other part, man. Folks gonna be like, yo, Spann. Like, if they don't like that's the other part, man. Folks that they want to talk to the manager.
Tell him I said don't write back.
Hey man, no, write Cook. Don't write me, write Cook.
If you want to.
I
said what I said in advance.
No, real talk. I'm really excited to have you on. I think you dope, Cook, and it's going to be a pleasure to have you here on the Spann Report Podcast Network. That's some good news. The other good news is your man Spann bought a motherfucking crib, yo. I bought a goddamn house, man, in the pandemic. And
on a Ponderosa.
And I closed on. Hold on. So everybody, all the black people got their superpowers on the 21st of December, right?
Mm-hmm.
That was closing day for your boy. That was the ultimate motherfucking superpower for your man. I'm in the signing papers and shit, and my what's that? My signature was getting progressively worse as I had to sign more and more fucking documents, as my wife would say, signing my motherfucking life away. But you know what? It feels good, like, to be in my own space, like to be able to like know that if I wanted to do some shit to this place, I could. I ain't got to ask nobody shit. I could just kind of like go ahead and do it. Like some of the things that like really used to scare me about the prospect of home ownership. If something get broke, nigga, you got to fix that. Like, that's like warranties and fucking insurances for. You know what I'm saying? So like I plan to lean on the warranties and the insurances that I've paid for. But let me tell y'all a little bit about some of the bullshit that's already happened to your man Spann as a result for this home ownership shit, right? And it mostly ain't even got to do with the house. It's about getting shit done for the house, y'all. So COVID been out here fucking with everybody.
Look, go ahead.
COVID been out here fucking with everybody. So listen, I run a bunch of shit through my internet, right? I got video cameras. I got smart lights. I don't even use cable television anymore. I use like YouTube TV. Like I've said, fuck Comcast television. Just give me the YouTube TV. I run that shit through the internet. Let's not even talk about the Comcast data caps, right? So I call Comcast. I'm like, listen, when I get my new place, I need y'all to just wire the place for some internet. I don't need nothing else. And I want unlimited. I'll pay for the unlimited so y'all don't hit me with the data cap shit, right? The man was like, cool. Yeah, you can have all of that. So we're going to send you our X5 stuff. We're going to send you the modem. I'm like, no, player. I don't even need that. I got my own modem. I got my own routers. I got my own access points. I don't even need that. Just wire my shit. I don't know if we can do that.
Excuse me?
Come on, man. you sure you don't want us to like give you telephone service? Like I didn't ask you for telephone service, B. I just need internet, man. That's all I need. All I need is the internet. So I had to talk this dude down from trying to give me some shit like the boxes and stuff because it's $15 for every fucking device that's in your house every month. I'm like, nah, I got my own shit. Leave me alone on that. Just wire the joint, right? So finally get to the house. And I go to check the Comcast stuff so I can make sure that they're billing the right stuff to the right house. They cut that other house off. And you get on the internet and it's showing me the old address, right? So, of course, I'm like, all right, well, let me get them a phone call, see what's going on. Comcast has a thing where, like, they got the automated system, and everybody's got the automated system now. I ain't knocking that. But, like, yo, let me get the hell up out of the automated system, though. Like, normally I hit 0, because everybody know to hit 0 when you want to talk to somebody. 0 don't
put somebody on this bitch.
Yeah, 0 don't work with these motherfuckers. And as a matter of fact, even when you tell the computer what you want them to do, like, yo, let me talk to a representative, they say, well, you can pay your bill with the automated. Like, I don't want to talk to you. Like, give me somebody real, right? So then they're like, well, we can send you a link and you can chat with someone. I'm like, I don't want to chat over the internet. If I wanted to do that, I'd be bitching y'all out on Twitter, right?
Sometimes you got to tweet at them companies.
You know what I thought about doing? I thought about it, but now at this moment, it's like, yo, I wanted to talk to somebody about some nuances with my shit. Get me somebody on the phone. Stop giving me this goddamn automated system. Stop sending me to this bot that you want me to chat with. I was on the damn phone with the bot for about a half hour, just waiting for them to connect me with somebody before I just said fuck it and gave up, right? Mm-hmm. And I'm on this. I say all this to say, before I even get to talking about the furniture shit, because there's furniture that I'm waiting on that it still ain't showed up, and I probably won't be getting until March. A lot of these companies are using COVID to cover up the fact that they have bad customer service. A lot of them are using COVID for that. And
exactly.
I'm sick of this shit. Like, I'm sick of the bullshit. Like, I was on the phone with the people who I had a mattress delivered this morning. The mattress is supposed to, like, the entire purchase consumed of, like, you bringing me my new mattress and you dispose. The motherfucker comes to my house, puts the shit where he's supposed to, and I'm like, hey, man, y'all supposed to be taking this with y'all. He rushing out the door, though, right? He's rushing out the door. I'm like, hey, y'all supposed
to be taking. Where the fuck you going, homie?
Yeah, he like, I don't even know why they told y'all. I don't even know why they told you that we do that. We don't even do that. I'm like, what the fuck you mean you don't do that? It was a part of my purchase. He was like, no, see what happened? Well, like, usually, like, if we do that, then you know your mattress got to be wrapped up in plastic and stuff like that. And I'm like, well, nigga, you just told me y'all don't do that. Now you're telling me the procedures as to how y'all go about doing that. So you're lying. I call these folks up. I'm on the phone. I'm like, man, I hope I don't have to drive up to these people, man. I really don't want to go up there. I don't want to be this angry nigga on the Saturday morning, like cussing people out, armed and shit, and I'm on the news. Like, I don't want to be that guy. But
not now.
Not now. You know what I'm saying? Not now. Like an armed customer of Art Van Furniture came through today. He was pissed off that they wouldn't pick up his old mattress. Like that.
Well, first of all, look. So real quick, I have a similar story, and I'm gonna let you finish.
Okay.
But you really gotta lay it on thick with customer service when you call to complain.
Yeah. You know what? As someone who works with the public, I know, but I'm also trying to work. You know, there's a fine balance too, right? I was on the phone. I was telling my brother this, you know, the other day. Like, you know, what's that old saying about you attract people better with sugar than you do with vinegar or some shit like that?
You attract more flies with honey than vinegar.
Yeah, I know. I've been fucking that saying up, but the sentiment is the same, right?
They know what you meant. They know what you meant.
Because like when you deal, as someone who has to deal with the public, I know that like when you being a dick to me, I'm less likely to want to do shit for you. You know what I'm saying? So I'm trying to be like patient and amendable and stuff like that. But also, nigga, I paid for some shit. Y'all gonna give me what the fuck I paid for. And there's that fine balance in that. And so like I'm talking to the guy, eventually he's like, yo, well, we'll come pick up your mattress on Tuesday. And I'm just like, yeah, but now I just got this big ass king size mattress leaned up against my wall in my bedroom. Be like, what the fuck? Like they're supposed to take this shit today. But you know, what can you do after they done already fucking left and shit, right? So there's that. I got I bought a washer and dryer. Happy about the washer and dryer. It was a smart washer and dryer and shit. Like, oh, this is newfangled shit, nigga. Like I'm like smart home everything. You know what I'm saying? Newfangled shit. They brought my fucking washer on time, and then I was like, hey man, where my dryer at? He's like, oh yeah, they said the dryer might not be here till next week. So I wasn't in the house yet. Hold on, I wasn't in the house yet when he told me this. I was just like, I had, you know, we hadn't moved all the way in. So I'm like, all right, cool. We ain't gonna even be here. That's fine. The week done passed up though, and I ain't got no updates. So now I'm calling. Hey man, what's up with my dryer? Oh,
what's up?
Because of COVID, you know, the manufacturer is having hard time getting parts, and you know, we don't know.
So you gotta assemble the bitch? Like, wait a minute.
Listen.
What does that mean? Why is that my problem? What does that mean?
So I was on the phone, I was getting ready to go off. What I did was I said, you know what? Let me look this sort of shit up. And apparently this is a problem for some appliance manufacturers. They're having a hard time getting parts to actually assemble the shit and get the shit out to stores, right? I'm like, okay, I get it a little bit, but yo, I shouldn't have to keep calling y'all to find out what the fuck's going on. So I called them again, and the salesperson, the person who sold me the shit, he even took another $300 off of the cost of the dryer. You know, so because I'm waiting. He like, I don't have no real answers for you, and I might not even know when we gonna get one in the store for another 7 to 10 days. But I'll take $300 off because you've been patient with us. Yeah, that's the least you can do. Yeah, take the $300 off. It was a high ass motherfucking dryer anyway. So yeah, go ahead and take that $300 off. But even still, I'm waiting to dry my clothes. You know what I'm saying? Like I got a dryer that I didn't pay for. I got to go to the laundromat to dry my fucking clothes. And then, you know, like I said, with the
for the inconvenience, you might as well just go ahead and bump that to $5. I mean,
yeah. And then, you know, there's the I bought living room furniture, and I bought that from Macy's, and I thought I was gonna have that shit by now. And then I got an email that was like, yeah, so we ain't gonna be able to get you your shit at the earliest until like maybe March 8th.
Bitch.
And I'm like, really, nigga? Like, so like you got all this shit going on, culminating into today with these niggas talking about they ain't gonna take this mattress out, and I'm ready to just like go the fuck off. I'm just like, I'm sick of y'all shit. Everybody
smack somebody
is blaming COVID for fucked up customer service. It's like your customer service is already shit, but you ain't gonna use COVID to blame your badass customer service. Some of it is cool.
This cookie good, but you right.
What the hell are you eating, Cook?
So this is a macadamia cranberry cookie. Syrup.
Okay.
It's soft, chewy, moist, and it's got cranberry and
it gotta be moist, man. Can't have no hard ass cookie.
I was like, "Ooh," I said, "This good because it's soft."
Yeah,
some butter in it.
Shout
like that. You might have made it with some lard.
Appreciate the congratulations, brother. Real talk. Go way back with Ray now, man. Real talk. And
hey, Ray now or whatever.
And it took me 4 months to get my furniture. Man, it's crazy out here.
Good. Wow. No. So what had happened to me? I went to Home Depot. Look, the stimmy hit or whatever.
Yeah.
So bitch was like, "This is what we gonna do." I wanted a deep freezer because I was like, "I'm gonna go get me some meats, fill it up." Because we're in the two-apocalypse, so like, let's go ahead and just let's get that deep freezer popping. So I order it, and I was like scheduled for delivery. I paid a little delivery fee, and so the guy, I get an email. The day it's supposed to be delivered, I get an email saying it was delivered. So I look outside, and I'm like, I don't see my shit. So I call.
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah, I got an email saying it was delivered. And I don't have it. And he was like, oh no, I'm gonna look, and blah blah blah. He was like, no, it was delivered, and you have a red door. Da, da, da. No, I don't. My door is not red. You said that with your chest, baby, but that's not right. So the man had to come back, go pick it up from the house that he delivered it to, and then bring it to me.
Yeah.
First of all, this motherfucker show up here and got no mask on. I'm like, okay. So I went. When I saw that they had arrived, I went and opened the garage door, and I was like, okay, you can bring it down here because I want you to bring it through the garage because there's a door to the back little room where I want to put it in and through the garage. So you just wheel it in there. Boom, boom, boom. So there's a puddle in front of the driveway because standing water because it rained.
Yeah.
And so he was like, oh, I can't walk through that. And I'm looking like, why? This nigga had on some shoes, some motherfucking tennis shoes, some sneakers. Like, first of all, you out here delivering heavy furniture. You ain't got steel toe boots on.
He working in the J's.
It's a motherfucking J's. Talk about heel boogie. I was like, nigga.
Oh man.
Yes, that sounds like an excellent idea.
And then he gonna leave it at the front door. Mm-mm. So I called them and I was like, yeah, y'all gotta come pick this up and take it back. You gotta pick it up and take it back. Like, come get it. So then the nigga come to get it and take it back. This nigga show up. No mask. Newport in hand, lit blazing, on the phone having a personal conversation, and a McDonald's cup in his hand. And I was like, bro, what are you like, you're way too casual right now for me, my nigga. Like,
right.
He picks it up, he takes it back to the store, and the lady assured me that it would go back on my card 3 to 4 business days after it was picked up. Once it's returned to the store, it's automatically entered into the system, process refund, blah, blah, blah. Right. 4 days pass. My money not back.
Money ain't there.
I call back. Excuse me. Where's my money? Mm-hmm. So the lady, she puts me on hold, comes back, oh, I spoke to the store manager. She's processing it today. It'll be another 3 to 4 days. I was like, ma'am, that was like 4 days ago. It was like already 4 days late. Like, girl, what? So then I finally get my money back and I look and I'm short $35, my delivery fee. And I was like, oh, the fuck no, you didn't, bitch.
You gonna charge me for some shit y'all.
So I called them and I was like, ma'am, I'm like, first of all, let's talk about I ordered from you because number one, you are the Home Depot. I am going to you. And I was like, not to be shady or anything, but normally I would have went to Lowe's. But I went to you all.
That's why I go to Lowe's. I don't fuck with Home Depot that happens.
No, but I was like, y'all were cheaper. I went to you. You have name recognition. And I was like, it is your goodwill and your brand that I was relying on to, do this service for me. And I was like, first of all, not only did they deliver it to the wrong house at first, how are you going to make me responsible for the delivery fee and not tell me that I was responsible for the delivery fee?
Yeah.
Like, you playing with my money. Like, you touched my money, bitch. Give it back.
Did they blame?
I want it all back. No, they didn't even blame it on COVID because I was like, oh, no, let's not even talk about COVID because your delivery drivers didn't even wear their mask. They come be a raw dog in their face in my motherfucking house.
Yeah.
I have a problem with that shit. And so then she was like, well, because I was like, if I have to go to that store, if I got to go up there, I'm going to perform.
My man, Cliff, I was on the phone.
On the team.
He was like, yo, man, you really need to go to the store. I'm like, nah, I shouldn't have to go to the store. He's like, nah, man, sometimes they really need to see your face.
I'm listening. And I told her, I was like, if I got to go up there, I got to go get in my car, gas up gas up the Civic and drive up that bitch. I said, I'm causing a scene.
Yeah, but
y'all not gonna forget that I was there for a while.
Yeah, Cliff was more so like talking about me though. Cause like
oh, I didn't give a damn. By the time I was done with that customer service lady, I had $40 gift card. So they owed me $35. I got a $40 card because I was like, I do need to get a lamp. But I was like, you know, I'll take that for now. But I was like, bitch, y'all owe me money.
No, apparently
I'm still probably gonna go up to the store though. I'll probably still go because I'm petty like that.
Apparently I have one of those perpetually pissed off faces.
It happens.
So like Cliff was like, nah, Spann, nah, really, you need to go to the store. Just you walking in the store might move some shit. Cause like nigga, when you upset about something, I don't know, dog. Like you just got a whole other different kind of focus or some shit. Now, like nigga, you be upset about. And I'm like, I don't want to do that, Cliff.
The truth is, these motherfucker companies like we better be glad we spending money in a Ponderosa because goddamn it, I could have saved my money.
Yeah, and
I spent it, and all I expect you to just show me doing it.
And that's the thing. And I think that's the thing that I like. I really wanted to like just like kind of reiterate. It's like, yo, man, I done spent my money. Like I expect what the fuck I paid for. Like it's not, you know, being a difficult customer or anything like that. Like, and I get like, you know, there are some people who are highly difficult to work with and stuff. I don't think that asking you to do what the fuck you told me you would do when I was spending my money is too much to ask. That's it. Like, just do what the fuck you told me you was gonna do when I was in here spreading, like breaking bread with you and spending this money with you. Do what you were supposed to do. You ain't got to see me no more. That's it. So yeah, and I ain't even talk.
Just done in general with like, and that's where I was at with it. I'm done with making major purchases in the pandemic because at first it was okay, but now I'm not sad. I was like, maybe your people are tired.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, personally, that strikes me as petty because she could have told me she was going to keep the delivery fee, and then I would have absolutely made it known that no, ma'am, you need to pay me my delivery fee too because y'all fucked up out the gate.
Yeah.
Out the gate.
She won't focus. There we go. Damn camera finally focused. But let's get off of this shit, man. We done had some good shit. We done started into some bullshit with the good shit. But now let's get to the real bullshit, right? So, yeah, you talked about this earlier, and I thought it was a dream, but they done had a whole ass goddamn insurrection at the goddamn United States Capitol, man.
Got him! Got him!
A whole ass insurrection.
I'm disgusted. I'm disgusted. I'm so disgusted right now. White America is out of pocket.
Oh, all day long. All day. How you doing? How you doing in that?
They out of pocket. And I ain't going to the table with them. They got lice. No, thank you. Hi, Nat. Hi, boo. Oh, no, thank you. Because, So I had to get some work done to the house, and this white man came to do some drywalling for me.
Mm-hmm.
He decides he wants to start a dialogue with me in my home, in my black ass home, in front of my salad.
Not in front of your salad.
In front of my damn salad. And I was like, sir, he was like, you know, we need to, he was like, now this stuff, we just need to put it all behind us and we just need to unite. And I was like, excuse me, what do we unite? What am I uniting with? Who am I uniting with?
Yeah.
And why am I coming to the table? What is there for me?
Yeah.
Last time we were at that table, y'all said y'all was giving me 40 acres and a mule, and you didn't. You took the Native Americans to the table. They ended up on the Trail of Tears, girl. It's blood on that table. I'm not uniting with nothing. Personally, I'm going to continue to remain black and excellent. And he was like, no, you can't. No. Let me tell you something. And I broke it down for him. I was like 53% of white women voted for Trump. And then that number jumped to 55. Y'all numbers went up in 2020. I was like, so y'all saw him put them kids in cages on border and that whole policy to separate the families. I was like, y'all did that exact same shit during slavery.
Mm-hmm.
You separated us from our mothers and you sold our dads. Like, no, baby, no. Y'all did that shit. And y'all thought, I said, those white women, now 55%, they got kids. They got families. And they didn't stop to say like, oh, that just was a bridge too far for me. Oh, no, that was okay. They were okay with that.
Oh, they were very much okay with it.
You're okay with that. They were okay with the Muslim ban.
Oh, yeah, they were okay with the Muslim ban. They were okay with the travel ban, like, to keep certain people or certain Muslim countries from coming over here, which was ironic when we found out that the TSA was actually thinking about putting some of those insurrectionists on the goddamn no-fly list, and they are having a motherfucking tizzy, right? As a matter of fact, I got this
terrorists don't get to fly around all willy-nilly from state to state doing terrorist acts.
That should have been in the terrorist handbook. But let me go to the article. We get this from fox2detroit.com. It says federal officials are investigating people who took part in the riot at the U.S. Capitol to determine whether they should be barred from traveling on airlines. The assessments are one of several steps federal agencies are taking to increase security before President-elect Joe Biden's inauguration next week. The Transportation Secretary Administration said Friday it will put more air marshals on some flights, and travelers will see a noticeable increase in police officers, bomb detecting dogs, and random screenings at all three major airports in the Washington, D.C. area. TSA Administrator David Pekoski said his agency is processing hundreds of names with law enforcement agencies for a thorough risk assessment. He said TSA was working to ensure that those who may pose a threat to our aviation sector undergo enhanced screening or are prevented from boarding an aircraft. Another federal official said that the assessments involve people who took part in the January 6th siege at the Capitol, which left 5 people dead and forced Vice President Mike Pence and members of Congress to leave the Senate and House chambers in The assessments could result in rioters being added to the federal no-fly list of the person. The official spoke on the condition of anonymity to discuss details that weren't made public. So here's the tripped out part about all of this.
Oh man, that was rich.
The tripped out part about all of this is that they
can I just take a moment and just drink that in though?
Drink that in, but also keep in mind that these were the same people who voted for these very fucking measures when it was aimed at other people. And this is the shit that we've been saying from the jump. When it's aimed at when it's happening to black people and brown people and Muslim people, like y'all are totally okay with this shit. You never fucking thought that these rules and these regulations and these laws would ever be aimed at you. Because it wasn't for you, because we know why. White, affluent in America. This isn't these things aren't necessarily supposed to happen to you. And now that you supported an insurrection, you participated in an attack on the United States. Here's the weird part about it. They think they're attacking the enemies of the United States. They think they're patriots. They've deluded themselves into believing that they are patriots defending the real America. Well, what's that? What's that? And who is that?
So here's the deal. They did gerrymandering of the districts.
Gerrymandering.
They purged people from the rolls. Every dirty trick in the book they could think of, they pulled. And we still pulled that shit off.
Man, listen. It's like y'all had to be cheating because we've been cheating the whole fucking time.
Hey, okay. Well, how did they do that without cheating?
They had to be cheating because we've been doing all the cheating. So how in the hell did they get? You want me to believe? Hold on a second, right now, goddammit. You want me to believe that Joe Biden, with 5 people at them rallies in them cars, he had like 5 Toyota, what's those Priuses? He had 5 Priuses at those rallies. You want me to believe that guy with 5 Priuses at his rallies got?
They really didn't understand. They were like, they're stuck. 74 million people voted for him, and I'm like, but 85 million voted for Biden.
But you know what that sounds like too?
So
you know what it low-key sounds like? Remember back in 2016 when Hillary Clinton was running, and like I want to say like this was the DNC prime, like the Democratic primary, and there was a lot of people at the end of the primary who believed that Bernie Sanders should have been the nominee for the Democratic Party in 2016. And one of the things that they kept telling themselves was that Bernie Sanders was attracting so many people at these rallies. And even back then, I can remember telling people like, yo, rallies don't translate to votes. Kids be at those rallies. They can't fucking vote.
But the thing is, it's like, who the fuck wants Bernie?
No.
Other than people who ended up voting for Trump.
Right. And so some of those people did end up voting for Trump. But the point that I'm making here right now is that like it's the same circular logic that you believe that because you got so many people at these rallies, and that somehow means that, you know, it translates into how many people went to the polling place and actually voted. And so when Bernie Sanders decided to run again this year, one of the things I kept telling Bernie Sanders supporters was, hey, listen, you can have all like all the people at your rallies all you want. It doesn't mean a goddamn thing until you actually go to the polling place and cast a ballot. And so a whole bunch of people casted their ballots this year because the flip side to this was we had more access to the ballot, partially because of the coronavirus. So I know here in Michigan in 2018, we voted to where you didn't have to have an excuse to have an absentee ballot. I'm on the permanent mail-in ballot list now, right? And I will stay there because now I actually get a chance to look at my ballot early. I get to investigate the names on that ballot and look them up and find out what the fuck they've been doing and what they've been voting on before I actually turn that ballot in and make my decision, as opposed to getting into that poll, getting into that booth. Like, I don't know who the fuck these people is. I guess, well, he got a D next to his name, so I guess I should vote for him. Like, nah, you actually get a chance to sit down and figure out, let me look this up real quick. I'm at my house. I'm at my coffee table or at my dining room table or whatever. Let me sit down.
Wait a minute. They didn't ever send out those little paper booklets to y'all before with like all your candidate information?
We get like, what we would get was like flyers and shit in the mail from the candidates themselves.
No, in where I live in Prince George's County, they used to send us it looked like a little paper penny saver.
Okay.
And it would have like a list of all the candidates, and then it would have a list of all the addendums and stuff that we were going to vote on and what they were about and stuff. So they used to send that out so you could get it before it was time to cast your vote. But you're right, though. Now with this process, I think people should do that more. Like,
yeah, and not only that, like
look up the record, because your school board's on those ballots too.
Not only the school board, but the judges, right? Because a lot of people don't even know who the fuck these judges are. You never see them.
Well, I do. No,
I'm saying
look.
Most people will probably never go before these judges, but these judges are making decisions every fucking day that could directly affect what goes on in your community. So, like, yeah, it would behoove you, like, kind of like,
you should be looking up your judges, though. And even, you know what, they even got judges for orphan court. And I want someone who's going to be giving these kids to the right people.
Yeah, and Mark is in the chat room right now, and he's saying that he says that they get a voter guide in New York. I don't know that we get one here. Well, I'm no longer in Wayne County. I just moved out of the county. But I don't know that we ever got one in Wayne County, Michigan. You know, like I never got one of those in Wayne County, Michigan.
Interesting. It might be based on your state or where you are, but
yeah,
there is it's information out there, and I think maybe now would be a good time for them to start investing and putting on the website with maybe a video, like an introductory video for each candidate. Say, I'm so and so you see what they look like, and they can say, this is my platform, my policy, or my philosophy. And then, you know, just a neutral party can just say, okay, here are the facts. This is their voting record since they've been in. This is what they've supported. And then you can look at it. We should start doing more things like that, way more engaging, especially since we have the technology to do that. And it's something that but just for me, from what I'm seeing, it was just the boots on the ground. Like, my mind was already made up. I was not someone that I didn't have to engage, thank the Lord. And it wasn't really, I wasn't on the fence. It wasn't a question for me. I knew what I was going to do and who I was voting for and where I was going. It really was just a matter of getting other people to be like, take this shit serious, my nigga. Like, we can't afford another 4 years of this shit. And that's just straight up and down. And you can't afford another 4 years. This motherfucker gonna kill us all.
Yeah, and that's part of the reason why, like, for the better part of the last year, like, I was so like adamant about like getting rid of the apathy attitude
I don't want to hear none of this shit about why I ain't vote. Like, look, it was one person in particular, and I'm so glad I unfollowed them because they were on some. I'm from the hood and I've been through hard times before, so it don't matter to me. Blah blah blah. And I'm like, whoa, shut that shit the fuck up. Yeah. Because there are just some things that we don't gotta go through.
Yeah,
we don't gotta go through this shit. And then too, I'm sorry, but I'm tired of hard times. Yeah, I miss brunch. I miss shopping.
Yeah.
I miss my traveling. I miss my lifestyle. I miss my motherfucking friends. Yeah. I miss getting drunk Sunday morning socially and it just being. I miss all that shit.
Yeah,
it's a lot of. I miss I can't do. And it's like, bro, like, some gotta give. Like, no,
I hate like the way in which the last. No, seriously, when I think about like. I didn't go to normally I would travel to Chicago for my grandma's birthday every year. That was just something I did. Go to grandma's birthday in May 25th was grandma's.
That was my sister's birthday.
May 25th. That's her birthday. And I went to Chicago for her birthday. If I wasn't doing shit else, I'm in Chicago for Granny's birthday. And to not be able to do that this past year, fuck with your boy. And then on top of that, having her pass away this past August, fuck with me. You know what I'm saying? So like, to have instances like that happen over the course of the year. I lost one of my biggest mentors, man, Mrs. Hawkins, like my high school principal. A lot of folks ain't real close with their high school principal. Miss Hawkins was like so much more to that to so many of her students. And like to not be able to like properly say goodbye to her, you know what I'm saying? Like that, those sorts of things like eat at you. And then not only that, like not being able to get with family. Even when you go to the homegoing celebration, you can't hug people. It's only so
be all up in my face.
There's only so many people that are even allowed to be there. You can't comfort somebody who's really going through it. Like 2020 was some bullshit. Like, yeah, like it ended in a bang with your boy, like on some good news. But the other part of it was like, yo, for the better part of the year, man, like we didn't have to go through that. And part of the reason we didn't have to go through that is because had we had competent leadership, we'd probably be back to somewhat normal in much the same way that they are in New Zealand and much are in Australia. Like we didn't have to go through this shit.
Or it would have never even they would have nipped it in the bud when they first found it, like they had the infectious disease protocol set up for previously before he took them down, because they established it during the Ebola outbreak, H1N1, and fucking swine flu, bird flu, whatever. But they had all those are all forms of COVID.
Yeah.
So, and SARS. So we've gone through this before where it did not impact us like this, but we had competent leadership, like you said, in place. We had outposts in China and globally. So yes, when it does outbreak in countries with weaker infrastructures or do not have the infrastructure to sustain or support the type of efforts to contain a pandemic or an outbreak. Yeah, like that, it matters. It's important. And you got people flying all around willy-nilly. I think everybody needs to go back and watch that movie Outbreak with that fucking monkey, because that shit always had me like that theater scene always fucked with me
when they came
in that movie Outbreak. I will never get over that shit. Like there's a certain movies that really I can say affected me, like Arachnophobia made me scared of spiders.
Arachnophobia gave you fucking arachnophobia.
Yes. Fuck yeah. That shit was terrible. Oh God, I was in the movie theater like just no, I could touch a snake. I could play with anything but a spider. Nope.
The closest movie that I think described like a lot of the shit that we kind of going through right now was that movie Contagion.
Yeah, like that's another one too.
Like Contagion was the one that like not only just like
with what's her face? Renee Zellweger. Was she in that? Was it some white woman? Was it Jude Law?
Jude Law was in it. Lawrence Fishburne was in it. I'm trying to think. It wasn't Nicole Kidman. I'm trying to think. What was the name of that white woman in Contagion? Let me look that up.
I say Renee. I vote for Renee Zellweger or Naomi Watts. One of them.
Let me see. This came out.
Nicole Kidman might have been in that movie. It might have been Nicole. Wait,
I don't think it was her either. It might.
It's all these movies like from the early 2000s.
It was Gwyneth Paltrow.
See,
Gwyneth Paltrow.
Good.
So, yeah, that's
good.
No, like I'm saying, like we didn't really have to go through this, and like,
even if Jeb Bush got nominated and became president, which I'm sorry, I still feel some type of way what they did to Jeb.
Well, here's the thing, though, right?
Jeb was robbed.
Maybe, but even like I think here's the weird thing about Trump is that Trump, it was so terrible that we look at people like Jeb Bush and like, man, well, I probably could have fucked with Jeb,
No, but Jeb was see, that's the thing. George W. fucked Jeb up because Jeb was the smart one. He was the governor of Florida, and he was actually kind of competent. Like,
it also didn't help Jeb that in the 2000 election he was governor of fucking
Florida. Yeah.
And that whole election was contested.
He should not have been able to oversee any of that. And you know what? That's what served, in a way, it was kind of poetic justice because that's what serves him right. When now you want to be president, and look at what you got to go through now because you don't open the floodgates for the dummies.
Yeah, because I think that's part of the reason why, and not only that, like Jeb,
because they called it for Gore. I watched Dan Rather call it for Gore before he had to recall that. They
did, and
2000. Like y'all talk about 2016.
21 years ago. That's the tripped out part of it. Like that was 21 fucking years ago, man.
Wow.
I wasn't even 21 then in 2000. Think about that.
I was in 2000. I turned 20. I turned 21 in 1999. And I never got to vote for Bill Clinton because I graduated high school in 96. Yeah, and I didn't turn 18 until that December. So the election passed and I wasn't eligible to vote. So I didn't get a chance to vote for Bill Clinton.
That 2000 election was the very first election I ever had a chance to vote in.
My first presidential election.
No, that was my very first one. Like,
oh, wow. Okay.
That was the very first time I ever had an opportunity to vote for anything. It was the 2000 election. And to watch how long that process, like it got to a point where like, well, who the fuck?
We were in the streets for that one. That was intense because it was Gore versus Bush. And I remember Julia Roberts came out at the Oscars and was like, remember, we don't play in the bushes.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, like it was a 2000 was intense. And I don't know why, but it just, well, it was because, because Bill Clinton, like, snatched the presidency from George Herbert, but George Herbert went to war and caused a recession. Well, and that's when they came out and they were like, it's the economy, stupid. Like, nah, we tired of all this war. Clinton came in with the programs. Everybody ate beef.
Also, I think the other part that kind of helped Bill Clinton in that 92 election was the fact that H. Ross Perot was running and he took a lot of conservative vote.
And that too, the third party disruption started with Perot. You're right. And because I thought you were going to say Arsenio Hall, but you're right.
No, it was Ross Perot. Ross Perot pulled a lot of those votes that would have normally gone to George H.W. Bush. Mm-hmm. Ross Perot pulled a lot of those votes away, and that's how Bill Clinton was actually able to go ahead and get those and get elected in 92. Now he whooped outright in 96, but in 92,
he whooped Bob Dole's ass.
He should have sent the case of beer over to H. Ross Perot for real. For real.
He probably sent him some bitches.
He probably did. But no, so we talking about this insurrection still.
Okay, yes.
And so
I got a good history primer on elections.
Yeah, y'all got a little history on it. For those of you, for you young bucks who listening to us, damn, I'm like Uncle Spann. I still trip out on that. But
I'm drunk auntie at the function. I don't care. I mean, I've been drunk auntie for about the last 2 years. So my aesthetic is probably going to...
Facebook been sending me targeted ads for Stacey Adams and peacoats for the last 3 months,
You're still a good peacoat. Invest.
I got a nice peacoat in my closet right now, but it ain't the peacoat that I'm looking at. I'm really looking at them Stacey Adams like, you know what though? Them might be all right. You know what I'm saying? I ain't got nowhere to wear them bitches right now, but them might be all right. But so check it. Some of them people who done stormed the motherfucking Capitol, who done committed these felonies, who done committed these misdemeanors, who done did some fucked up shit, have taken to not only the media, but to social media to ask Donald Trump to pardon them for the crimes they committed.
Ho, brother. Whoa. Now, you got too much dip on your chip.
You getting ready to say something, Cook? What you got to say?
Did you hear about that real estate agent from Texas who flew to DC on her private jet?
Not only have I heard about her, I'm about to play video of her. So let me pull this video up. Hold on. Let me pull this video. Y'all can watch right along with me. Hold on.
I'm disgusted.
Let me pull this up so y'all can see this right along with us. It's got to load up here. And we getting this here from Newsweek, and I think Newsweek has probably got this from Twitter because Twitter be having all of this shit, man.
For real, Twitter be having money. Soledad O'Brien is going ham on Twitter.
Soledad O'Brien goes ham every day. I love following Soledad O'Brien. She's
like, oh, this is what you need to be following these nuggets right here. Like everybody get on board.
Always talking that shit, man. So let me go ahead and pull this. Can you see this, Cook?
Well,
I'm sorry.
Okay.
Okay, so let me. Oops. All right. Damn it. I got too many damn tabs open. That's what's wrong. But okay.
I would like a pardon from the president of the United States. I think that we all deserve a pardon. I'm facing prison sentence.
Yeah.
I think that I do not deserve that, and I think from what I understand, everyone's going to be arrested. That was there. So I think everyone deserves a pardon, and ask the president of the United States to give me a pardon.
He's not. That is already packed up.
Like, yo, you stormed the fucking United States Capitol.
Oh, you gonna learn this lesson, bitch.
You stormed the United States fucking Capitol. You broke in that bitch. You said that was the best day of your fucking life. And now that the consequences are raining down on motherfuckers. Hey, Trump. Hey, listen. Shit, we did it on your behalf, though.
I'm gonna need a party. I need to speak to the manager of the Capitol. I need a manager.
The manager.
The president is the manager. The president is the manager, and he's handing out pardons.
I think I know Donald. Hey, Donald. Yeah.
I voted for you, Mr. President. I bought into the deal.
My name's Karen, and I would like a pardon for the things that we did on your behalf, okay? I don't appreciate the federal government coming to my home, destroying my business on your behalf when we did it for you, okay? We did it for fucking you. And now your government is saying that we can go to jail? We can really go to jail for this? This is bullshit, Donald. We did it for you. That bitch. Oh my God, man. I hope they lock her. I hope they send her to Gitmo.
I hope she gets in the dirtiest cell.
Send her to Gitmo.
I want all of them gone to Guantanamo. I want them all sent to Guantanamo because that's what we do to terrorists. We send them to Guantanamo. I want them shipped to Guantanamo. And then I want, since it's already on the books, I want every policy on the books because this is what I really don't want to see. I do not want to see nuance applied to how these laws are. I don't want any nuance to how these laws are applied. They get the flat whatever it is, the same way you did migrants when you decided to separate them with that family separation policy. If the motherfucker down here got kids, why don't you snatch them motherfucking kids, put them in the system?
You know what, though?
Matter of fact, lose them in the system.
Now that I think about it, mandatory minimums might not be all that bad.
I might go pick up a white kid. I don't know. I might adopt me a white baby. I don't know. I'll adopt me a white baby, and I'm going to racially antagonize that baby every day.
Go ahead, your white baby. Adopt your white baby. Go ahead and apply those mandatory minimums, U.S. government.
That's what we're going to do. We're going to dust off that 94 crime bill. That mandatory sentencing for crack. What was it? A mandatory 25. Give these motherfuckers a mandatory. Fuck that 10-year sentence that they got mandatory already looking at. No, that everybody needs to do a mandatory 25 for who was there. We need to wipe out a whole generation of them, like you did during the crack years. You put a whole generation in jail. I need to see that. Then I want to see what happened when you thought the Iraqis were responsible for 9/11. Then you show them a taste of shock and awe. I want you to give the Midwest some shock and motherfucking awe. Go in there, find those tunnels and those caves that they built where they got their bomb shelters, or they're hunkered down in the ground waiting to fight your ass during the apocalypse. Shock and motherfucking all them bitches back to the Stone Age like we did them Iraqis. That's what we do to terrorists in the United States. They're on our goddamn soil.
Hold on, Cook. I'm in the Midwest. Calm down. Shit.
Well, no. Not where you at. I'm talking about, no, I said like them little Bundy people who be out in Montana and shit to be fighting the DEA and going toe to toe with ATF and shit.
The Great Plains. Oh, the Great Plains. Yeah, you can bomb them. Go ahead, bomb the Great Plains.
There, it all in there. Those fundamentalist people, anti-government fundamentalists, people who live off the grid. Do that, and then while you at it, what else do I want? What else can we do? Oh, boom! Black people, use your imagination. Use your imagination. Reparations back on the table. Reparations back on the table. No, fuck all that. If you black and you don't believe in reparations, don't take the motherfucking check. Shut the fuck up. This is not for you. For my niggas though, my niggas, my visible niggas who've never been questioned about being what the fuck, my niggas. Reparations is on the table. They threw $1 trillion at the stock market and got devoured in 30 minutes because they wanted to stop another collapse. The market collapsed 3 times in 2020. Yeah. Okay, so they got it. These motherfuckers got it. They got it. Okay, so stop thinking small, black people. We can get our reparations. And while we're at it, you know what? I would like to discuss segregation. African America, I think we might need to discuss some type of segregation here because these motherfuckers are letting us know. Come hell or high water, they're gonna fight to fuck with us. And I don't know what else to say. I don't believe there's any more rationale. Maybe some type of segregation. Think about it. Just think. Everybody stop. Think like, you know what? Because I don't know about you, but I'm ready for the discussion where black people start talking about how our lives are actually exponentially better when we don't have to engage with whiteness. Because I don't know about you, but I'm a lot more comfortable, relaxed. My pressure's down when I can just go about my day and my business. And I'm like, I don't know about y'all, but like, yeah, when I do some black ass shit, I'm at my best. I don't really need them to do anything for me at this point other than move out my goddamn way. Because at this point, only thing they can do for me, I want my water clean. I want my air clean. I want my schools new. I want my hospital state of the art. Okay. In every black community is more than enough to make sure that is done.
I feel like I'm most comfortable with people who aren't willfully fucking ignorant.
I'm at my wit's end with it. But my thing is this. I believe that white people have a moral, ethical obligation to wipe this shit up. I don't believe I owe them anything or any type of conversation.
We don't owe them anything. But I think like for the most...
They got to clean that shit. They have to confront their people because that's the other thing about the insurrection that I really want to get into were the fatalities.
Yeah, they
fucking police officers.
There's definitely something to say about like the willfully.
It's no. It's too much hypocrisy in this motherfucker. No. Because let me tell you something. Let me tell you what these motherfuckers did. No. Let me tell you what these motherfuckers really did. These motherfuckers squatted up. They pulled a who ride and shit.
Not the hoorah.
Squatted up, came to Nancy Pelosi's house and called her out by name. Hung gallows with nooses. Multiple nooses. Brought zip ties, bear spray, guns and ammo. Called these motherfuckers out by called Mike Pence out by name.
Yeah, they was talking about hang Mike Pence.
Oh, now they're coming to kill you, your base. Okay, so no. White people, y'all not going nowhere. Y'all gotta clean that shit up. Like that was wow. No.
Yeah.
I cannot unsee that. Like that is some shit. And see, this is the problem. They keep right now, and this is what they're doing right now. They're looking for the spin right now. They're shook. because everybody's kind of reeling, but I'm really kind of waiting for the weight of the situation to sink in. I mean, it's Ayanna, the squad, they already with the shits. They know. Them motherfuckers was going to kill us till they got their hands on us. But Nancy and them, I don't know if they really know how greasy that fat meat is until they finish their investigation, understand that there were people who are also congressmen in there with guns who knew this shit was happening. They were ready to strike too. They just didn't get away with it this time. So, and they already said they're going to do it again. So no.
Definitely.
They're going to do this again. You're lining up at all 50 state capitals now.
There's definitely a thing where I think
y'all didn't go home and be like, all right, we were just playing. No.
Yeah.
I was like, oh no, we really meant that shit.
Folks have definitely kind of deluded themselves into believing that, like, because it didn't happen or it wasn't successful this time, that like this is going to be over. Like, nah. When they start talking about the 74 million people who voted for Donald Trump, and
that's a lot of motherfucking people.
And not only that, like here's the other part about this, because I saw Bill Maher say some shit about like 5,000 people.
Fuck like, that nigga. Fuck him. Fuck.
No, but check this out though. Like, you tried to reduce this shit to 5,000 people. Like, listen, dude.
No.
There were well more than 5,000 people who were a part of that insurrection, but also there were more people who were there that supported that shit that just probably didn't decide to go execute on the shit.
Some
right?
people were really there for just shits and giggles, and that's the sad part.
Supported what the fuck happened, right?
Right. And that's the thing. They're waiting for this. They're waiting for the spin, whatever little piece that neoliberals and other milquetoast white people will just say, "Oh well, no." They're waiting for that spin so they can start fundraising on that again.
Yeah.
They're ready to go back to business,
using that.
As soon as they find the right spin.
They've been trying to figure out the right spin ever since this shit happened.
And that's all. If it's the one spin that takes off, they're not going to sit and do the work to be accountable.
A lot of these Republicans right now are trying to figure out how they can like toe this line as to how they can appeal to the more extreme base of the Republican Party and those who are like kind of moderate to like center right.
Because if they just appeal to the Republican Party with sense, they're not winning anything again.
Right. Well, here's the thing. If there's a Trump base and there's 74 million people who decided that Trump was a good idea a second time, 74 million of them, and then you got Republicans who are trying to, like, there are some, not a lot of them, but there are some who are like, nah, that was a bridge too far, yada yada yada. We don't want to be associated with anything going forward with that. Despite the fact that y'all have kind of like played footsie with these motherfuckers for the better part of the last 4 to 6 years. Those people aren't going anywhere. They're going to vote in the next election.
Because when we look at the makeup of the mob, they were doctors, lawyers,
real estate agents,
law enforcement,
on private planes.
They were marketing executives, CEOs of companies, presidents, vice presidents. These are people who had money to come out of pocket to buy a ticket to DC in a motherfucking Pippi Longstocking.
I'm gonna just
get a hotel room at that.
I'm gonna just say this: like the idea that like
and dark money, Bitcoin, a lot of that was going around too.
Yeah, but here's the thing: a lot of the punditry has been talking about, the Trump voter being someone who's low educated, who was a blue collar worker, who was voting for his economic anxiety.
Trump voters are white. Period.
I'm gonna just say this, man. Black people are economically anxious all the time. And overwhelmingly, we never thought Trump was an option. And it has absolutely nothing to do with an allegiance to the Democratic Party. If anything, Black voters are the most pragmatic voters of any voting bloc in the fucking country. When it was politically expedient for Black people to vote for Republicans, guess what Black people was doing?
Voting for Republicans.
He was voting for Republicans.
And listen, that's the thing. I wouldn't mind. I'm open to listening to what Republicans have to say if they were saying something that was worth listening to. That was really going to better my life in a meaningful way, but they're not. I cannot support their policies because we're just not there yet. Like, it's one thing, like, if we were all on equal footing economically and there was no discrimination and things like that, okay, maybe we could do some laissez-faire shit. I'd be open to that if I knew, like, okay, I'm still gonna be all right. But no, you set up one of your policies, we lose a generation. We lose 10 years. We get set back 15. We lose generational wealth. We lose our homes because that's what you did with the subprime shit.
Yeah. So that's why it's always been offensive.
Even though Clinton was the one who repealed the Glass-Steagall Act.
But this is why it's always been.
But derivatives did become popular under Bush. So
this is why it's always been offensive when Republicans appeal to black voters by saying they're like, "Yo, we freed the slaves."
Bitch, y'all not the same Republicans.
Like, bruh.
Y'all not the same Republicans who did that shit. Y'all totally different.
You gotta come up with something else, man. Y'all gotta come up with something else.
Call for banana in the tailpipe, bitch.
If you really wanted to attract black voters, then the best thing that you could do wouldn't be some shit that happened over 130, 40 years ago.
What have you done for me lately?
Right. So like Republicans, like, we were the party of we were the party of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Like, well, Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. never had an allegiance to any of you motherfuckers, and he got a lot of the work done. And he, like, the legislation, like the Civil Rights Act of 1964, the Voting Rights Act, the Fair Housing Act, all that shit happened under a Democratic administration. It has some Republican support in the House and the Senate, but guess what ended up happening after that? A lot of the more conservative Democrats ended up becoming Republicans. That's what happened. So you're going to have to come up with something more to attract black voters to the Republican Party, but I don't even know how the fuck I got there.
Like I said, they're lost.
Grand Marnier talking. That's Grand Marnier talking. But
at this point, they're a lost cause for me. There's really nothing left to say.
Yeah.
I don't want to hear it.
Okay, I got it back. I say all that to say that the Republican Party right now, the way that things are, like, kind of the way that things are right now, like, until you rid yourself of, like, this far right-wing conspiracy theorist sort of allegiance to a white populist sort of electorate, you will never, ever be considered a legitimate political party. Only because, and I'll say this, like, because I kind of feel like this is what's going to happen. There's going to be a Trump wing of what used to be the Republican Party. They're going to break off into something else. Mm-hmm. And there's going to be the traditional Republican Party. What could happen from that is that, like, if Democrats are smart about how they move, that Democrats consolidate some level of power to where we can get some of those things that we really fucking need, like universal health care, like a minimum wage that's $20 an hour, not $15 an hour, a minimum wage, or a better collective bargaining when it comes to union rights and stuff like that.
Or just general workers' rights.
General workers' rights. Only because, and I say that because the Republican Party and those of the right wing will be splitting themselves off. Then on the Dem side, you got the burners. Well, you got the Burns, but here's the thing about the Burns, though, right? Is that, like, a lot of the things that they want are things that most Democrats are willing to like kind of accept and are willing to actually kind of fight for, right? Mm-hmm. But it's the way in which the Bernie supporters used to go about shit, right? Mm-hmm. And a lot of it is Bernie or nothing else, as if Bernie was the only person able to get some of this legislation across. Like, nah,
he's not, and he didn't even do it when he was there. He just signed off with everybody else.
Like, y'all keep talking about Joe Biden has been, a senator for 47 years, and the right wing picked up that talking point and started using it. Mm-hmm. Bernie Sanders has been in public life. Bernie Sanders has been a congressman. Bernie Sanders has been a senator. for the better part of the last 30-something odd years. It's not a lot of Bernie Sanders accomplishments on that ledger. It is not. So
even so, there was a black congresswoman or councilwoman in Vermont who ran. She was racially harassed so bad that she had to give up her seat. And it was in Vermont, and Bernie said nothing. African American woman.
A lot of the Bernie Sanders supporters, what they ended up starting to do was they were turning on the people that they needed to support Bernie Sanders.
Mm-hmm.
So I look at someone like Elizabeth Warren. Elizabeth Warren was somebody who was on the left, who had a lot of progressive ideas.
I liked a lot of her ideas.
I did too. Like if I had an opportunity, like I off top, I'm gonna tell y'all right now, Kamala Harris is my choice from the beginning. Kamala Harris wasn't the one who wasn't the nominee, but she was my choice from the beginning. If I had to vote for an Elizabeth Warren, I would have voted for an Elizabeth Warren had she been available on the ballot.
I wanted Elizabeth Warren and Julia Castro.
Yeah, when they made it to the primaries here in Michigan, she wasn't even on the ballot anymore.
Mm-hmm.
So, it is what it is. But the point that I'm making here is that when it comes to like some of the people who decided that they were going to, I don't even know what the fuck I don't forget my goddamn train of thought.
You need some?
No, I don't need none. I don't need none. We're gonna move on. We're gonna move on. Cause I don't forgot what the fuck I was going to.
That's me. I'll be doing shit like that. Look at you.
Instagram Mario game, man. I need to go get some more. But no, we're gonna move on though. Like so, $1,400 stimulus checks, man. That's the thing. I saw people were upset at the idea.
Joe Biden said, "Make it enough." That was the most grandpa shit he ever said. Oh, your uncle gave you $80. Okay, well, you take this 20, that make you a whole 100. Merry Christmas.
Make it enough. This ain't enough. No.
But I mean, we gonna take it.
Listen. As somebody who doesn't get stimulus checks, I'm just saying, y'all got $600. The other $1,400 is on the way. I kind of feel like some people might be tripping because it's more than the $1,400 that's coming behind the $1,400.
Gotta be.
It's not just the $1,400. I kind of feel like some folks was tripping a bit, and also being on like Twitter. Twitter is like bizarro world in a strange sense. And that like there's a contingent of folks who like if you get enough retweets and enough like likes on your tweet, it somehow validates whatever the fuck it is you were saying. You got to be right because you got a lot of tweets or a lot of retweets and a lot of likes, despite the fact that what you might be saying might be some bullshit, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, as I understand it. Not only was it like $1,400 and like the stimulus check, but there was also like extended unemployment benefits. There was also extended healthcare benefits associated with it, and I forget I'm sorry, the COVID-19 vaccine. Like they were like trying to expand the COVID-19 vaccine efforts because, like as you alluded to earlier. Like they've already exhausted the fucking COVID-19 vaccine stockpile because of some of the inefficiencies of the Trump administration. Incompetence times 10. But when it came to like the $1,400, like as I don't know, like I said, I'm somebody who I'm not gonna get $1,400. I kind of I would accept the $1,400. I could definitely use $1,400 right now. But for the people who are like, I really could. Shit, I've been spending a lot of money this last month and a half. Shit, I can use $1,400.
I'm head of household. I get my stimmy.
See, I'm head of household too, but still, like I make you have
a double income.
Per the government, your man Spann make too much. So I can't get it.
If I filed single, I would get nothing. I get a stimulus because I'm under head of household, which is a higher threshold, and that's how I get it.
Man, I wish.
But I mean, but I honestly, so
No, I'm gonna ask
right,
you,
I'm in that sweet spot
I'm gonna ask you,
where.
how do you feel about the fact? How do you feel about the fact that instead of there being a $2,000 check, there's a $14,000, oh, not 14,000, a $1,400 check?
I'm gonna spend that bitch. I'm taking that shit to the plug in the liquor store.
Not the plug.
I'm stimulating the economy. The fuck?
Not the plug.
I'm gonna pay my bills. I'm gonna buy some brakes. I mean, I'm gonna smoke more.
There you go.
I'll be smoking more. I'm gonna do everything that I was going to do. Praise the Lord.
There you go.
I'm in that spot right now where I didn't talk about this a lot, but the Trump tax break benefited me.
Did it? I didn't get shit, man.
Oh, baby, it worked out for a bitch. Let me tell you how my effective tax rate was like 9%, and I was like, because at first it was like I was in that 32% tax bracket. I was paying 32% and 27%, and then it went down to 27%, and then under him it was like 9%. And I was like, oh, and then because of my payment threshold, I did not have to do the tax exempt, so my taxes kept coming out. Mm-hmm. So what I did, I just started buying more insurance, more pre-tax deductibles is what I started purchasing more of.
Yeah.
So I started playing that game. So, you buy more insurance and you buy, put more in your, 401k, you just squirrel it away. Okay, cool. I started doing all that shit. But it worked out for me. Last year, I got a cute little check back too. I was surprised. A bitch overpaid. And before I would have to do, something with my with my charity donations. Everybody knows my charity donations. I do pay my tithes though. A bitch pays her tithes. So
there you go. I'm trying to get to
Jesus. Sprinkle Jesus.
I swear, I'm trying to get to a point with the IRS where, like, y'all get what y'all need and no more.
You have to find your sweet spot with your withholdings during the year.
That's what I'm saying. I'm trying to get to that spot where, like, y'all take what y'all. I don't even need the IRS. I don't even need the income tax refund.
Well, see, that's the thing. Before I had upwards of 32,000 in deductions, but that was back when I had a mortgage.
Yeah.
I was also in daycare. So my write-off, I was deducting everything, and I still didn't qualify for earned income.
Yeah, I'm just getting to that point where, like, y'all get. I want to be at a break-even point with the IRS, but I don't owe y'all nothing. Y'all don't owe me nothing. Y'all get exactly what the fuck I need to pay y'all, and that's the end all be all of it, of our relationship. Like, y'all get what y'all need, I get what I need, and that's it.
But see, that's the thing. Like, I mean, for me, being a single income family, it just kind of worked out. It just worked out. I'll say that. This year I probably might have to pay a little more because I think I went over.
Dire Wolf 1210. Somebody on Twitch. Dire Wolf 1210 is the first person from Twitch to ever comment on the Spann Report Podcast Network, man. So let's give him a round of applause. This is the first ever episode of the Spann Report Podcast on Twitch, and he is the first person to comment on the Spann Report Podcast on Twitch, man. Shout out to you, man. We're gonna give you like a trophy or something. We're gonna name a trophy after that.
Dire Wolf, yep. And the thing about it is that, like I said, it before, like in 2009, like during the housing crash, that was painful. Like there's, like for me, I kind of just look at it like this is what I'm owed because I had to suffer through those Obama years. And I think if anybody was really paying attention, the first 4 years of Obama was tough. He did a good job trying to navigate and keep things together. But a lot of that bailout, not enough of it went directly to the people. We were giving all that money to the banks, and they were personally, I don't think they deserved it. I think they should have gave it to us.
Well,
and that would have helped a lot more.
I'm gonna say this as somebody who's from Michigan. who is from who lives in the Detroit area. I think had it not been for Obama Biden in 2008.
Now that is different. The auto industry is totally different. That was capital.
Yeah,
he saved the industry. That's different.
Yeah,
the housing market, if they just gave the money to the people just to make us whole, we could have waited it out, or we could have just sold our houses, but you wouldn't have had all that foreclosure crisis.
Yeah, I hear you. I'm just saying, for this particular area in particular.
Oh no, I praised.
It's something
that was the right thing to do. It's just the right thing to do.
So for there's a lot of people in this Michigan area who kind of forget in some of the ways in which, as much as
really did y'all a solid, because Trump would not have done that.
Motherfucker, you wouldn't have
Trump wouldn't have did that shit.
You wouldn't have a job if it wasn't for Obama Biden.
Trump would have did that shit, okay? Y'all know that's I was like, oh, I don't understand where Michigan's coming from.
Yeah. I don't get it.
But Michigan, really?
I mean, I get it.
But y'all did tip the Biden, so.
We voted Biden. We voted Biden this year. You know what I'm saying? And that's only because we also, again, here in Michigan, not only did we flipped the way in which people are able to vote. So now you got no excuse absentee balloting, but then we also voted to have a commission. So where is a nonpartisan commission that determines the congressional districts here in the state. So there's no more they can't gerrymander the state anymore when it comes to deciding how a congressional district is being drawn up. They can't do that anymore because we voted to keep that as a nonpartisan commission. The other thing was, truthfully speaking, although there are Republicans who control the state house right now, there's a Democratic governor, there's a Democratic attorney general, there's a Democratic secretary of state. Michigan, in its blood, is a Democratic sort of state. It's a blue collar state. Unfortunately, because of the ways in which Republicans have kind of maneuvered shit along the lines over the last, 10 to 15 years, it kind of leaned Republican because of the way in which they skewed things. But by and large, this is a blue collar state. And so that's why we start seeing things like a bipartisan commission for congressional districts. That's why we have absentee balloting. We have no excuse absentee balloting and things like that. And so we voted for these things, and that's why we saw Michigan go blue in 2020 as opposed to it staying fucking red going in 2020 because it went red in 2016. We had to. What's wrong?
Go ahead, Duffy.
No. You can't be laughing like that because your man Spann drunk, but still. I'm fumbling through my shit because your man Spann been drinking. But you know what the fuck I'm saying.
You good, though. You good. Look, I do not knock. Look, I'm.
Man, this could have been like a Faux Local episode, like they had on the Black Guy Who Tips years ago, man. For real.
Listen, we could do that. It's still time, but
it's time.
But you know, with me, it's a race against the clock. Because I'll fuck around.
Do you have edible? Did you have?
So let me tell you about my fast tail ass plug. He went on vacation in the motherfucking wheel. Nigga, what the fuck? Just had to spend the hard-earned money that he's been making. Bro, every time we go on vacation, I just be like, you know what? I spend way too much money with that nigga. Every time he goes, because he'll be going really.
I spend way too much money with that nigga.
My plug went to Cuba once. I was like, oh, shot it.
You need that money to go to Cuba?
How much am I? Even though I see him multiple times, it's we're in a relationship. So, nah, but why did I start telling you this?
I don't know. We both, you high, I'm drunk. It's some shit. But check it. We're gonna talk about some other shit other than this Trump shit, because I feel like we've been talking about this forever. But
okay.
So check it out. You an Android or Apple person, Cook?
I have the S20.
There you go. That's why. See, we right here. Android people. Android motherfuckers unite. God damn it.
Like, whatever.
It's why she part of the Spann Report Podcast Network. She goddamn Android person. No. So the S21 dropped this week.
Mm-hmm.
It just ain't got no chargers in the box, man. How you feel about it? You getting me an S21?
Mine had a charger and it had headphones.
No, the new joints ain't got it. Ain't got that.
So wait, the S20. There's something after the S20.
It's an S21. It just dropped this week.
Oh, the S21. Child. So hold on. Wait. So, but what do you know? What? Because this is okay. So this is my Android complaint.
Okay.
Them hoes be changing the size of the charger. One time the little port be skinny, then it be fat, then it be long, and you be like, okay, so my 6 don't fit the 9, and the 9 don't fit the 7.
Yeah, they had the mini USB. Now everybody on Android is on the USB-C. Everybody got USB-C now.
What the fuck is USB-C?
That's the chargers you get with your new phone. You got an S20, you got a USB-C charger.
Oh, okay. This is like a longer version though.
Yeah, you got a USB-C charger now with your S20.
Because I jumped from the 9 to the 20, and I liked my 9. You know, the best Galaxy ever was the 3. In my opinion, my 3 was the best cell phone I ever had in my life. And I switched from BlackBerry to Galaxy.
I ain't get the 3. I had the very first Galaxy phone that was available on T-Mobile. It was called the Galaxy S Vibrant on T-Mobile, and then they had like I think it was the Epic on Sprint. I forget what the fuck they called it on Verizon, and I don't know what they called it on AT&T, but it was the Galaxy S. It was the very first Galaxy phone, and I remember back in the day they used to talk about like the Galaxy phones copying Apple. Like Apple went to court and all that shit. They had like, yeah, and like they went to court and all that, like they copying our shit, yada yada yada. So I'm gonna tell y'all, I'm gonna tell y'all Apple people something. Let me put y'all up on some game. So, real talk, Apple, y'all been bringing up the rear for a long time now when it comes to innovation. I'm gonna just keep it 100. Y'all been bringing up the rear, man. Like when it came to big screens, y'all said y'all didn't need big screens, and then all of a sudden, Galaxy came out with the Note. Suddenly, we got plus model motherfucking iPhones. You know what I'm saying? Like y'all said. Y'all said y'all didn't need multiple motherfucking cameras, and you looked up the iPhone got 3 goddamn cameras on the back of that bitch now. You know what I'm saying? And y'all said y'all didn't need motherfucking NFC, and you look up now, y'all got Apple Pay. And like y'all been bringing up the rear for a long time now.
I don't even know what Apple does, and that's one of the things. I'm that Galaxy person.
I'm a phone.
I just be over here enjoying my simple to use. I just be using my phone. I don't even know what Apple does. My child has an iPhone.
I'm an enthusiast. I got an S20. No, this ain't even the S20. I had the S20 Ultra. I got a Galaxy Note 20 Ultra right now, right? I swear to God, I almost got me like the Z Fold, whatever the fuck the Z Fold. It folded into a motherfucking tablet and shit now. Now Apple would tell you don't need that shit. Right now, Apple would tell you don't need that shit until they come out with one. You know what I'm saying? Till they come out with one. So I'm gonna tell y'all this though, right? Android fanboy I may be, I'm gonna be honest with y'all. I hate when we take the worst parts of fucking Apple and incorporate that shit into our shit. Oh shit, I didn't even mean to do that. But yeah, I hate that shit, right? You just have it on accident. But like I hate that. So like, yo, Apple decided last year that they wasn't gonna put no chargers in their boxes last year. I bought my wife an iPhone 12. She ain't got no charger. I bought my daughter an iPhone 12. She ain't got no charger. I'll be goddamn the S21 ain't got no chargers in the box. That's some bullshit, bruh.
So do you buy them separately? Like what would you do?
Yeah, you got if you want a charger for that new phone, you got to buy a charger separately. What they're banking on is you already having a charger for that phone because you had the S20 or whatever else you had. Like they're banking on the fact.
Oh, okay. Well, do the new ones, do they still work on the wireless chargers?
Oh yeah, they all got wireless charging. Another feature that Apple was late to bring to you motherfuckers, but let's be that as it may. Be that as it may. Yeah, they got wireless charging and shit like that, but yeah, don't bring that ghetto ass Apple shit to the Android ecosystem, man. We don't need that kind of bullshit, man. What y'all doing?
Why you hate Apple so bad?
Listen, I don't hate Apple. I really don't. You want to know what my beef is?
Yes.
You know what my beef is?
Well, show me on the doll. Show me on your drink where they hurt you.
No, they didn't hurt me. They didn't hurt me at all. I bought Apple products. They never hurt me. My issue with Apple is the superiority complex that comes with you Apple motherfuckers, man. You motherfuckers have the most arrogant attitudes for the most bullshit features ever. Like, y'all be bragging about shit that we've had for years. Like, that's my beef. That's my beef. That's really it. Like, y'all, like, yo, we got Apple Pay, nigga. We got, like, okay, nigga, we had Google Wallet 10 years ago. What you bragging about? Come on, man. Like, come on. What are you doing? That's my beef. I don't really hate Apple. I just hate the people who think they like better than people because they got Apple. That's all. That's all. That's all. Plus, my shit better than y'all's anyway. But so anyway, yeah. No, real talk. The scandal ain't even the fact that like the Galaxy phones don't have chargers in the box. The scandal is, have you ever used Samsung Pay, Cook?
No.
You never use Samsung Pay.
Mm-mm.
So Samsung Pay allows you to use your phone or your watch or any Galaxy product to pay for items where they don't have a terminal that use near field communication, NFC, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you go to a lot of stores now, they have NFC terminals. Some stores don't have them, right? One of the benefits of having a Galaxy phone was that, like, you can use your phone or your watch or whatever Galaxy unit you have on a terminal that doesn't have NFC. So I've used this at like Macy's or like, I don't know, Bloomingdale's or whatever the fuck, whatever store. And I've had people tell me like, well, we don't have Apple Pay here, so you aren't going to be able to do that. Like, well, good thing I don't have Apple Pay. I got Samsung Pay. And the shit goes in and the transaction goes through. And like, really? How in the fuck? And like, Samsung has decided that they are going to take that out of their phone. What the fuck, bro? That was what the fuck, man? What are y'all doing? What are y'all doing? We don't want to be like Apple people, man. We want to be able to use our shit everywhere. But yeah, this is terrible. I'm gonna move on. I'm gonna move on. Bow Wow at a concert. Bow Wow had a concert, y'all.
You remember Bow Wow was in a tugboat last week?
I heard about Bow Wow in the tugboat last week. I'm gonna tell y'all this right now, man. A lame with money,
fucking dinghy.
A lame with money is still a lame. Okay. A lame with money is still a lame. Right. So Bow Wow had a concert. The thing that trips me out about this entire thing is that people was really willing to go to a concert with Bow Wow. Like,
I think niggas just want to leave the house.
I think that too, but like, yo, it's a pandemic out there. Like, it's a whole ass like panorama out in these streets, and they going out here to see Bow Wow. Like, you really risking it all to go see Bow Wow?
Shad.
So we get the story here. This comes out of TMZ. It says Bow Wow is catching heat for performing at a packed club this weekend, but more than him, the people who put their lives at risk here are the ones who are catching the major heat. The rapper was one of a handful of artists who showed up Friday night at Clay Houston for a bash celebrating club promoter Larry Morrow's birthday, with some footage from the event leaking online showing how packed it got, packed and mostly unmasked. Meek Mill and Jay Prince were also there. Neither seemed to be wearing masks. Anyway, the clip making the rounds captured the audience below the stage, and it's clear there are upwards of 100 people and probably more looking on as Bow Wow performed. They were singing the lyrics to his song "Like You" before Bow Wow jumped in to finish it off. People were quick to criticize Bow Wow for participating in what appears to be a clearly unsafe event, especially as the pandemic continues to rage and cases surge, especially there in Houston, which has just reported over 24,000 new positive patients Friday alone. Y'all risked it all for Bow Wow.
Bro, like
for Bow Wow.
Got him! Got him!
Said the coronavirus.
When you get to heaven, or when you get to the crossroads, my nigga, and they look at you and ask you why you here. And you say,
man. You ain't been to a Bow Wow concert? No, it's an experience, bro.
Like, not even a Jay-Z concert. Not even, I don't know. I mean, a Gucci show. I mean, not even a 2 Chainz show like Bow Wow.
Bow Wow. Lil Bow Wow. He's still Lil Bow Wow. 5'2". Lil Bow Wow. Y'all risked it all for Lil Bow Wow.
Tugboat. Tugboat B.
Tug Bow. Y'all risked it all for Tug Bow, man. Real talk, man.
We're never getting out of the house. I'm never gonna be.
I mean, unless niggas get vaccinated, but niggas don't even want to do that. Motherfuckers would much rather their dogs have all their shots than to have all their shots themselves. It's crazy. It's kind of crazy. It's kind of crazy. Yo, we've been on for a little while. We've been talking for a minute. Let's talk about our champ of the week, man. We got a champ of the week this week here at the Spann Report Podcast. Let me go ahead and pull this up. Damn it, I thought I had this. Where is it? Oh, here we go. So the officer, there was a black guy. There was a black officer at the Capitol when the Trump supporters stormed the whole joint. And there was video of this dude where it looked as though he was like running from a gang of fucking protesters. But what we found out later was that like he was basically leading these people away from the Senate chamber where there were still senators available, like in the chamber, like before they can actually kind of hunker down and like hunker in place and get to some level of security. Well, right now, there's a bipartisan effort in the House of Representatives, I believe, to get this dude. I believe what's his name? What's his name? They don't even have his name up here. But they're trying to give this officer the Congressional Gold Medal. And
Eugene, the black guy?
Yeah, he's a black guy. It's
Eugene something.
Eugene Goodman. That's his name. Mm-hmm. Eugene Goodman. Mm-hmm. Eugene Goodman is the champ of the week this week here at the Spann Report Podcast because, listen, man, like I know we go in on the police quite a bit here on the Spann Report Podcast, and most of it is well fucking deserved because of the way in which the police have been like kind of executing and operating, and especially considering when we talk about Black Lives Mattering and the police taking the lives of black people unwarrantedly and wantonly. But yo, man, this dude put his life on the line to save. Like, it's weird though, because he put his life on the line for a whole bunch of white folks. But
look, I would have been mad if that nigga went and took a break.
I wouldn't have been mad
in the break room, like just.
But also, I think I do think that like when people do a good job, man, is imperative that we actually do give them the recognition that they deserve. And so for his efforts this week, Eugene Goodman is the champ of the week this week here at the Spann Report Podcast. Hopefully he does get that Congressional Gold Medal. I think it's deserved, especially considering some of the bullshit that he had to endure with that fucking horde of Trump supporters bearing down on him on that particular day, man. And there was a lot of like police officers that lost their lives. We found out this week that blue lives don't really matter to these motherfuckers, man. Real talk.
Wow.
We did find that out. So yeah, man, he is the champ of the week this week here at the Spann Report Podcast, man. Real talk. But yo, Cook, tell them how to get in touch with you, fam.
You can catch me on Instagram at Cook_Simmons. You can catch me on Twitter at at the Cook and Gooch. You can also catch me on Facebook occasionally in my group. But
fly ass group, man. If y'all in the motherfucking like highly inappropriate group on Facebook, it's a fly ass group, man.
We have
all this shit going on in that group. It's fun as shit. I'm telling you right now. It's fun as shit.
And I'm going to put together a new Twitter handle. Okay, so I ain't gonna be janky this time around. I'm gonna put something together for y'all, something proper or whatever. It's like whatever. But I'm coming.
Indeed.
I'm coming. I'm just that kind of black.
There we
go. But I'm gonna be honest, like I went on sabbatical. Well, I went on hiatus, and then I stretched it into sabbatical because it was so much going on. And it was 2020, and I did not want to talk about the pandemic every day. I did it.
Yeah.
And then with the whole lead up to the election, because Trump's behavior was so ew, it was awful.
Yeah. It's still ghetto. It's so ghetto,
like high ghetto, and
right.
and plus I needed to know if he was going to be reelected or not. I couldn't concentrate on trying to put a show together and create content with all that. And so at first I was like, oh, the election's over. Like, all right, let me get it together. Then Descartes started saying they were stolen. And for whatever reason, it was like, let me just chill real quick. Let the new year roll in real quick. See how I feel. And sure enough, January 6th happened.
There you go.
And it was like, okay, this nigga is bound to turn to really get on my last goddamn nerve. To the very end. He's milking this shit to the last drop.
Yep.
And I need him gone. And I need Joe Biden installed. And I need all of that to be over with. But in the meantime, like while all that's happening in the background, like, oh, I'm working, I'm doing it, but yeah, it was, whew, I'm glad I made it. That's it.
Okay, we made it.
I'm just thankful.
Everybody that's still here with us, man. Like, yo.
That's it. That's all I got. Like, I made bitch made it.
Surviving, man. Real talk. We survived 2020, man. The bullshit that was 2020. Man, real talk. I don't know if we mentioned this here tonight, but the Spann Report is officially 10 years old this month, man. Yeah, we've been doing this for 10 goddamn years, man. I want to thank everybody who's been rocking with your boy for the past 10 years, man. I started this shit in an apartment with a laptop and a call center headset and some fucking teleprompter ass program. I don't even know what the name of the program is anymore, man. But real talk, for those of you who have been rocking with your man for the last 10 years, man, who have watched the growth of this show, who have watched the growth of this network, who have watched the growth of me personally, man, I appreciate you guys continue to rock with us over here, man. For those of you who will continue to rock with us, man, we really do appreciate that. And going forward, man, the Spann Report podcast looks to bring you more voices, not just mine, man. That's the biggest thing that I want to do with the Spann Report network. Is it ain't just my name and it ain't just my voice that you hear all the time, that you get to hear some dope people here at the Spann Report Podcast Network, man. You get to hear some other voices other than mine, and that and I appreciate Cook for joining us here at the Spann Report Podcast Network, man. Real talk, and it's an honor to have you, sister. And we're gonna do some dope things, man. 2021 is gonna be big, man. We will be having more episodes of the Beer and Chicken Podcast. We will be having more episodes of the Baywatch Podcast. But hopefully, man, we will be bringing more voices onto the Spann Report Podcast Network. Dope voices, insightful voices, thoughtful voices. That's what we want to bring to you guys, man, in 2021 and beyond. So, man, this has been fun. I'm going to thank Cook for joining me here tonight for episode 322. It's 322 episodes of the Spann Report Podcast Network, man. Real talk. But we will talk to you guys again soon. But until next time, fam, Peace.
Thanks for having me.
Indeed, man. Come on now.
Appreciate you.